Singer and actress Dixie Carter. Magician Penn, Jillette. And Las Vegas Mayor, glorious Jan Jones. And now, from the Desert Inn in Las Vegas, the star of Politically Incorrect, Mr. Bill Maher.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and thank you, Robert Goulet, our announcer. Look at that.
I gave you one of that big Bill Maher, and I hurt myself.
That is the worst Robert Goulet impression I have ever seen. I don't know who this guy is, but we wanted to say Las Vegas because we are here to start a week, and how better than to do that with Robert Goulet. And I know you're going to want to join me as the first citizen of Las Vegas to pour our hearts out to someone who has had a rough time and is hurting right now. Newt. I just want you to know that here in Las Vegas, you're not a loser. You're a winner who hasn't found the right table. No, I kid poor Newt. I was thinking of him today. I went out to Hoover Dam. Yeah, Hoover Dam, a Republican plan that actually holds water. Oh, I kid the politicians. You have to give credit to President Clinton, though, because, I mean, come on. They predicted he would be out of office by Thanksgiving, and it's Newt, and now they say Trent Lott, the majority leader, might have to go. And as usual with President Clinton, he's still standing while everyone around him is going down. Before we start our discussion, I just want to clear this up, because people say, why are you taking the show to Las Vegas? Because Las Vegas is the original politically incorrect town, and we're going to try to restore that, because, you know, over the years, the recent years, that's kind of been changing with the kids. We're going to talk about that, and it's not become so politically incorrect. For example, Al Sharpton was here last week protesting. He wants Siegfried and Roy to bust in a black tiger. And and also because, you know, people say Nevada, well, Nevada has some of the most important politicians in this country, governors, senators, congressmen. I also hear you're out here making a deal for Ken Starr to be the virgin you throw in that stupid volcano. Anyway, thanks for coming, and Salt and Satirize for your protection. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let us meet our panel first. Penn and Teller's Sin City Spectacular airs on FX every Sunday at 10. The big talking one from Penn and Teller, Penn Jillette. Where is he? There you are, buddy. How are you, Mr. Vegas? Yeah. And, all right, we have with us the mayor of Las Vegas, the fastest growing city in the universe, the Honorable Jan Laverty Jones, Miss Mayor. Hello, Mayor. Nice to see you. Please. Sit right down, sit down. She is an actress, singer, and designing woman, and she'll be at the Orange County Performing Arts Center in Costa Mesa this Thursday through Saturday. Dixie Carter, right over here. Hey, you. Thank you for coming back. I appreciate that. And finally, an entertainer's entertainer, humanitarian, and a legend's legend. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jerry Lewis is here. Thank you so much.
Hi, Bill.
You know, I mean that. Okay. Well, when we were taking the show to Las Vegas, everybody said, are you going to have dancing girls and showgirls and volcanoes? And I said, no, we're going to do what we normally do in Las Vegas. We just talk about what's really going on. Let's talk about it. Newt Gingrich and Bill Clinton beat the odds. See, I am putting a Vegas spin on this. And I think the interesting part of it was that the press was so wrong. From the beginning, they said, you know what? Bill Clinton's going down. Bill Clinton's not going to last. Bill Clinton's days are numbered. They're stupid, aren't they?
Who's Bill Clinton?
Yeah, exactly.
I agree with the stupidity part.
The stupidity part is that Newt, I was not crazy about him in the first place. I mean, a mother and a father looks through a glass window in a hospital and they say, let's name him Newt.
That's good.
But he doesn't deserve to take the fall.
Why is that?
Because he's a nice man doing a good job for everything and anything that I don't believe in. But he's taking the fall when it should have happened above him.
Well, Jerry, I was in the supermarket yesterday. It's Star Magazine, and really important information, and it was on what are all your congressmen doing with their sex lives, and it was like 15 different congressmen. They were all Republican, and it was all just a bit-by-bit analysis of their problems. So what's the difference? He forgot the issue. He was making sex the issue. The issue
He was the
wasn't
leader
sex.
of the Republicans, Jerry. And as the leader of the Republicans...
He has to take the heat?
Well, he ignored what the people were saying. I read so many things today. And, of course, after the election, the politicians say the same thing every time. You know, if they win, they say, we got our message out. If they lose, they say, we didn't get our message out. How about hearing a message from people? How about not your message? How about our message? You know, I mean... I know they criticize Bill Clinton for being too poll-driven and too listening to polls, but isn't listening to polls better than being so tone-deaf you don't hear what the people are saying at all?
But isn't the idea that you're supposed to be doing a little bit of leading? There's a little bit of both ways on that. I mean, you want to listen, but you don't just want to have everything ruled by, you know, majority who have been wrong very often. The idea is to keep that in line and to think about it.
But they're not wrong about Bill Clinton. They like him.
Right.
And that's what makes the Republicans nuts.
Makes me nuts.
But, you know, I'm not sure that's fair. If you look at Bill Clinton, and let's go away from the other issues, he's defined education, he's funded education, he's dealt with crime, he's dealt with issues that Americans
He's a Republican,
care about.
except that he gets sex. Absolutely. Truly. He is.
How about this? How about this? He is our president.
Thank you.
He is the president of the United States. Now, let's put that in its proper perspective. And now let's look at politicians and lawyers who work based on strategy, not based on principle. They're going to take the president down with this back and forth going on between Democrats and Republicans. Geez, I say get Jesse Ventura for every state in the union.
Absolutely. I'm all for that.
You said he... Yes.
Well, I'm a Republican. I know that's unusual in show business. Don't leave.
Jerry! Jerry, please! Jerry!
Please come back. Jerry, please come back.
Jerry, there's nothing wrong with the
I didn't mean to
Republic.
shock you like that.
Yeah.
I didn't mean, I know, it's, I pretend not to be sometimes.
Oh, like it's the
just to
first
get
time
a
he's
job.
walked off something.
But, as I was going to say, humbly and meekly, coming from my politically incorrect, if you'll forgive the use of that term, position, I think it would be really good if we Republicans could find someone who said what they believed in and stuck with it. They go a lot farther. They do a lot better. Now, Mr. Gingrich is brilliant, right? He's a brilliant man. He's a teacher. He's a philosopher. He wasn't any good at all in politics, apparently. He wasn't able to coalesce. He wasn't able to get the Republicans behind him any more than to get anything
He was
done
able
with
to get a lot of people behind him, none of whom could be seen.
Well, look, he comes in with his agenda.
Yes.
Right? And they have the smashing victory. And then Mr. Clinton brilliantly and nimbly grabs these ideas, which are good, the mandate from the country.
They were elected on an agenda that you and I, as Republican thinkers of the philosophy, voted for, which was smaller government, term limits, things like that. They forgot all that, and then got into people's personal sex
That's correct.
lives.
What-
And that's where they lost it.
When did you become a Republican philosopher?
Right after this commercial. We'll be right back.
Politically Incorrect with Bill Maher, brought to you by Nicorette Gum.
Be afraid. It's coming. Be very afraid. I don't like it's the day the world stopped smoking.
Quitting is a little scary. That's why there's the Great American Smokeout. Because quitting for a day with millions of other people isn't so bad at all. Hey, you want a really scary thought? You might actually like it. The American Cancer Society's Great American Smokeout, November 19th. Commit to quit. Brought to you by the American Cancer Society, Nicorette Gum, and the Nicoderm CQ patch. Partners in helping you quit.
Weekends are for catching up with the life you missed during the week. That's why Sprint is creating a world where you can call anyone, anywhere, all weekend long. For just $25 a month. All Saturday, all Sunday. No limits. Introducing Sprint Unlimited Weekends. Come live in a world created around you. Call 1-800-PIN-DROP. Sprint. Ahead.
On the eve of her engagement,
You love Drew?
Susan Parrish is about to meet
Stay open. Who knows? Lightning could strike.
a visitor from the next world
I would like it if we were friends.
I've got plenty of friends.
I don't have any.
who would risk eternity
I guess you.
to love her forever. Brad Pitt, Anthony Hopkins, Claire Forlani.
I don't want to leave.
Then don't.
Meet Joe Black, a Martin Brest film rated PG-13, starts Friday.
Wednesday, a fabulous new diet that lets you eat more, a lot more,
People just innately like to eat large.
and lose weight, a lot of weight. Is this too good to be true?
Diane Sawyer, Sam Donaldson, 2020, Wednesday.
Who is this man, really?
The Saab Gripen. For those seeking air superiority. The Saab 9-5. For those seeking ground superiority.
Riding along in my automobile, my baby beside me at the wheel. We're cruising and playing the radio with no particular place to go.
The really scary thing is, you're probably paying the same amount for car insurance as they are. But at AIG, we insure better drivers, so we ensure you get better rates.
If you're planning to be in the Los Angeles area and would like free tickets to Politically Incorrect, call 323-575-4321.
Thank you, Robert Goulet, and we must be in Las Vegas. We are. We are at the Desert Inn in Las Vegas. Let's talk about Las Vegas, because this city was built on a dream, right?
Yes.
A dream, and of course, money looted from the team's suspension fund. But mostly a dream. And the dream, as I remember it, didn't include kids. It was a place where adults could go to get away from the kids and be kids themselves.
Well, now wait a minute.
What?
The best game in Las Vegas now is finding your kid. The mother and father goes to the crap table, and the kid is outside somewhere wondering why the Caesar's Palace statues
Now,
are
that's
dirty.
not true. That is not true. Wait a minute.
With
That is
all due
not
respect,
true.
Your Honor, let's not around here.
Well, how did you like the ruling of the Supreme Court where they just said that it was all right to have topless bars in New York as long because they let kids in there?
All right to have what kind of bars?
Topless bars. This was in
Topless
New York
bars?
because
As long
they
as it's like
allowed-
R-rated, you can go in with a parent or
who
guardian.
said, wait, go back.
The Supreme
Go
Court.
back to the beginning.
Supreme Court. That was
Has
just a ruling.
said-
Yes. What they said was that Mayor Giuliani could not outlaw topless bars.
It's a dodge by a topless bars have been outlawed.
Yeah, it's a dodge, but it's a dodge based on
but it's a
trying to
dodge
have-
Is there anything locally like that?
We're working on it. Shh.
Right.
Oh, I see. That's where the kids are.
No.
Well, I don't think that children should even be allowed at the dinner table until they can sit up and behave themselves and be quiet and not disturb the conversation.
Oh, thank you very much.
As I said, I am the mother of 2 Harvard graduate girls. They're precious, they're sweet, and they've grown up understanding. I keep telling you about these girls of mine. I keep telling them.
You didn't tell me they're from Harvard.
Harvard girls, they're Harvard graduates, they're smart, they're no dummies. They were not allowed. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that old rule, seen and not heard until you have something to say. That's the only way you can learn things.
America today.
To leap ahead. I feel that that's like a nice rule where you keep your children behaving so that other people stand to be around them, right? But that's not even the point here. This point is, there's then the second thing is, what do you allow them to see, to shape their little minds? Well, we worry about TV, we're worried about TV and movies, and we're going to bring them where we're gambling, drinking, smoking,
Wait a
never
minute.
thinking
Wait.
nonchalant, down shining
You guys
she's
are making
dining.
perfect sense.
Oh, this is
I'm
ridiculous.
so
This is
sorry.
like assuming that
Now,
all of
Mayor
a sudden
Jan,
there's
I don't want to make you mad, and I love Steve Wynn,
downgrading
but this is
mind
no place for this is no place for children.
Steve Wynn built the Bellagio. He's not trying to get kids.
Yeah, but he
not
also
trying to
has
get kids
Treasure
in there.
Island.
Yeah, which
Yes,
is
Treasure
yeah,
Island.
And
but
you
is
know
that
what?
big
There's a
kids
lot
thing?
of people that want to travel with their children. Is it better they're left at home and the parents go and there's no one with them?
They're
Is
losing
it
money
better-
that should be
is it
spent on
better
their
that
children's
people don't have
If
an
you
opportunity?
if you have no one to leave
You
your
have to
kids
like
with,
children.
probably you shouldn't
I like
go to Las
children.
Vegas. I'm just
Wait a minute.
guessing on that.
Wait
But
a minute. Now that is absolutely...
you don't agree, Jerry?
Absolutely.
Do you agree
patently
with
not
me?
true.
Jerry's
Get a
got
load of this. If you raise the child correctly, you could take them to a brothel and nothing will change.
Yeah. I knew it was good. You're right. No,
Doesn't
you're
mean
right.
anything.
You're right. All right. I can see.
It
I
doesn't
can
mean
see. Very
anything.
strong
If a
point.
child is confident, secure with your love, and disciplined, and made to understand these are rules that you can break, of course. There are
Yeah.
consequences, and you need to be accountable. You can take them anywhere.
Okay, this is a very strong point, and with all due respect, all due respect, but why would this be, say, the best place to take them?
Well, wait a minute.
I mean,
what do you think
why
happens
not?
in Las Vegas?
Why not?
All of a sudden,
If the parents are stimulated, coming here, why shouldn't the child feel some stimulation?
let me tell you something. Wait a minute.
Get a little broad, go to
Jerry,
your room, and have
Jerry,
a wonderful time.
No.
All right, I have to take another commercial. We'll be right back. All right, excuse me.
Do you know me? Probably not. I became a card member 40 years ago. I was starting a winery and traveled to France.
Do you really have to? Do you really have
I
to?
used my card to stay longer. That business trip turned into a honeymoon.
Due to terrorist
And even in the worst of times,
This is American Express.
they've been
We
there.
have found a way to get you out.
Even helped me buy a sports franchise.
What do you think?
Not bad for the first 40 years.
The difference is membership.
At Zales, you can get up to 50% off, plus an extra 10% off everything when you use your Zales Diamond Charge Card. That's an extra 10% off everything, even sale prices. So apply and use your Zales Charge, now through Wednesday at Zales.
Chevy Tahoe, like a rock.
Have a meal with my big Italian family, and they'll share everything with you. The salad and the snapshots, the breadsticks and the baby. And that's how they feel at the Olive Garden, where sharing is part of Hospitaliano, which means when you're here, you're family.
ABCNews.com, the first place for news online. Get your news first from ABCNews.com, on the web and America Online.
It's a beautiful morning.
Eyewitness News this morning gets your day off to a great start.
I think I'll go outside for a while. Just smile. Just taking some clean, fresh air. 'Cause there's no sense in staying inside. If the weather's fine and you've got the time, it's your chance to wake up and plan another brand new day. Brand new day. We lead the way for you to say, it's a beautiful morning.
David Ushery and Nancy Lou give you all the news you need to know. Bill Evans has the AccuWeather forecast. Complete sports with Art McFarland. And Joe Nolan's Metro traffic reports keep you moving. Eyewitness News this morning, right here on Channel 7.
Imagine you die and your body lives on. Sound like science fiction? Tomorrow at 11 on Channel 7 Eyewitness News. We'll show you how fiction is fact. In a special report, Eyewitness News takes you inside a lab where bodies are being stored in a deep freeze. Why are people deciding to be frozen? And what will happen when they're revived in the future?
We may be Frankensteins, but we'll be a community of Frankensteins.
Will you choose to be frozen in time? Tomorrow at 11 on Eyewitness News, right here on Channel 7.
I am going to come to the aid of Dixie Carter, who has been intimidated and was about to recant. You were right. You were right. My opinion about kids. They should be seen and not heard. I think this country went to hell in a handbasket when we started to be pals with our kids. When we said, you are equal. They're not equal until they grow up and become equal. It's not the same as being a racist or being a sexist. To be ageist, age matters. Okay?
But to make them feel that they're important, that you want them to be with you, that they matter to you.
Of course, you're forgetting something. Most everyone in the world are children.
Right.
They will not admit to this because the adult is a snob. I am 9 years old and I will never ever be more than 9, and I've had the
Yeah, but That's easy for you to say. God made you a comedic genius. That's easy to stay 9 when you are that. For the rest of us, it is not quite as easy to be...
All right, so they're 11. The point is that the child in us that is dampened by our own need to survive in the adult world diminishes excitement. It diminishes all of the inspiration in life. The child in us must not be suffocated because we don't want to be grown up anyhow.
But, I hate to belabor this point, but it's harder to be that child when you've got your own children with you. Have you ever noticed that?
Your own children will love the child in you.
They do love the child
They would love, I love the child in me.
Unless you dance.
And I love my 6.5-year-old daughter understands everything I tell her when I tell it to her like a child.
I'm beaten down. I'm beaten down.
I know, but when
I recant. I recant.
But when you go, baby needs a new pair of shoes, you don't want the baby right there. Let me talk about the other end, because as Shakespeare and many others have said, the ages of men repeat. Okay. Aging has been much in the news. John Glenn. Tony Curtis must be a friend of yours.
Yes, he is.
Boing, boing.
Yeah.
What a fitting title for today. Okay, just got married over the weekend. Did you hear that?
Fifth time.
For the 5th time?
He'll get it right. Don't worry.
73 years old. And you think John Glenn is brave. He's on his honeymoon right now. What do you think about John Glenn? About guys getting married?
He's a hero.
You think so?
Yes.
I agree.
And for whatever the reason NASA decided this was a go, he's a hero. He was good for everybody that watched it. You're going to get those people that say, well, he did it for publicity. Well, of course they did. Well, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with giving someone a present whether you meant to or not? They're going to be in heaven to get it. What the hell is with everybody?
Any way you can get to space, whatever you have to do, whatever you have to do, political favors, do anything,
NASA
sexual favors, anything
jump.
you can do to get into space.
NASA needed a jump start.
Speaking of needing a jump start, what about Viagra?
The first one I
Jerry
had
would
was
know.
a 12-pounder. I ate it with a knife and fork. And I'm happy to say I've got a stiff neck for 3 months.
All right, we'll take a commercial. We'll be right back.
The Lexus GS 400. It's fast.
Thank you for calling Star Garage Doors. Please call back during normal business hours. Bye-bye.
Give your customers the help they need whenever they need it with a self-service website by IBM.
The election is over and the mayor can finally be himself.
Pulled my groin this morning.
Oh, no.
Yeah, felt so good I pulled it again.
You can't miss it. The funniest ensemble on television.
Just keeping it real, yo.
And Mike is as humble as ever.
I'm the deputy mayor of the world!
It must be November on Spin City, followed by Sports Night. See you Tuesday.
Your Honor, I found out Dr. Bean argues with her little brother.
It's natural.
Is not.
Is too.
Is not.
Okay, you two, that's enough. See, siblings argue, and that's normal. But this group hurts each other's feelings and never apologizes. That's mean.
So you're saying that arguing with your brothers and sisters is part of growing up?
Yeah, just don't be mean about it.
Science court is adjourned.
Put children first.
I don't even know if this is child abuse.
I'll just end up making it worse.
What if I'm wrong?
It's none of my business. Child abuse is everyone's business. If you know of or even suspect child abuse, call 1-800-4-CHILD. Your anonymous call will be answered by people who can help. The worst thing you can do is nothing at all.
BC.
Production facilities provided by the Desert Inn in Las Vegas.
Join us tomorrow when our guests will be Pauly Shore, Jennifer Flowers, Barbara DeAngelis, and me, Robert Goulet. Not now.
All righty, Robert Goulet, the Desert Inn in Las Vegas. Okay, I want to bring this up because I used to play, and I hope maybe again do, but I used to be an opening act here, and you could never say one bad word. And now I think that has changed, which is why I may want to play here again. And I know you've been outspoken on this, that you think comedians who work blue are not doing themselves a service. But I think people who speak the same way they do on stage as they do off stage actually have more integrity than the person who was just doing an act.
I agree.
Why do you say not more integrity, equal? It doesn't matter. Whatever you want to say is fine. If people want to come to see it, that's terrific. I don't think they have more integrity, but certainly not less. Just equal. I mean, say if you want to do a completely clean act, do it. If you want to do a completely dirty act, go ahead. Who cares? It's the audience wants to come and see you, they'll come and see you.
It would be fun to do a completely dirty act, wouldn't it? No? You don't think so?
No, I don't think so.
But you could do it. I think you're good enough. You're good enough to work blue. You are. You know, a lot of people think, you know, the old-timers can't work blue. They think it's just the young people. But